let's talk about Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. Welcome to Nerd Shanty, where we get you caught up on everything going on in the Nerdosphere. I'm Kinky Kryptonite, and today we are reviewing Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone. This, of course, is the first movie in the Harry Potter movie franchise that started it all off. The one movie that got you introduced to this wizarding world and got you enthralled with the whimsy of everything you'd ever wanted at being an 11-year-old that felt left out for the rest of the world. Now, this movie is one of those movies that reminds me a lot of other series for the first in a big franchise, where it's more of a compressed story to where you can watch the other one without having to watch all of the others. Other series like Star Wars with a Star Wars A New Hope, or like Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, also had a similar thing where you could watch this one without necessarily having to watch all of the rest. Now, this movie is a little bit more light than some of the later Harry Potter movies. This one is a lot easier to show to a younger audience, and for that, that's a good thing, because this series grew with a lot of us while we were growing up. A lot of us were similar ages, so as the movies got older and got a little bit darker, so did the movie. So did the movie, so did we. You know, it's one of those types of things that's kind of nice, and now with the newer series, the characters are adults. Now, one thing that I really love about this one is the music. The music is just amazing. It's just music that gets stuck in your head, especially for me during the holidays. I'm really big on watching Harry Potter during Christmas time as opposed to Halloween, whereas a lot of other people might want to see it. There's not as many characters in this one that you have to keep up with as in later ones. You might see some of the characters, but as long as you know the three main characters and a few of the teachers, you really don't need to know that much. They're not learning that many spells, so on and so forth in that regard. In this one, your biggest focus is more learning this new world in the same way that Harry is learning this new world. And that's kind of a good thing, because later on in the series, sometimes Harry comes off as this character that's like, I don't want to do my studies and things of that assortment, which is really odd to me as someone that, you know, he grew up in a mundane Muggle world and then is thrust into this more, like, expansive, beautiful, magical world that you think would hold his interest a little bit better. But you don't really have to deal with that so much in this one. In this one, he's very much into it. The characters are all likable. You know, Professor Quirrell, his acting is a little bit annoying at some points. But when it comes down to it, this is easily one of those movies that you can easily go back time and time and time again to go and watch. In fact, I probably watch this movie at least twice a year. Now, I wouldn't say that this is my favorite, though, because I do like a larger story where the movies connect, and I do like a little bit darker of a theme. But that doesn't hold me back from this being just an amazing movie in general. I would say you don't get too many of the crazy creatures in this one like you do in some of the later films, which does help, like I said before, with not scaring kids too much aside from a few specific scenes. So I don't really know that there's much more that I even need to say about this movie. It's Harry Potter. Obviously I'm a fan. Obviously I'm a fan. So I hold a little bit of bias. I've read the books. I've, you know, watched the movie. I've read the books multiple times, in fact. I've watched documentaries on this series. It's one of those ones where it really brings me in a way that some other series might not quite as much. So instead of me just rambling on and on and on like I have been about how much I love this series and everything, I'm just going to go ahead and give it a review. So for Harry Potter and the Sorcerer's Stone, I'm giving you a B-. So don't forget to like and subscribe, and always keep it groovy.
you like that video? Of course you did. You're still here. So why don't you go below and give us a like and subscribe.
And if you like the t-shirts we're wearing, check out our sponsor in the bottom links below, Ripped Apparel.